Well, welcome. This is Bry Flats here, and let's be real about C60 and algae oil. First, some disclaimers. This is for informational purposes only. This is not medical advice. This is not a product endorsement. I do not sell C60 nor receive compensation for sharing C60 information. Consuming C60 has not been FDA approved. So what the heck? Algae oil? So algae oil, when you first think about algae, you probably conjures up these kinds of images. You think of swampy, fish, aquariums, and something kind of icky and gross. But algae is actually quite nutritional, and so I thought I would dabble into it when I saw it in the local health food store that there was an algae oil produced for culinary purposes. So what is algae oil? It's oil made from tiny organisms that live in the water. It's an aquatic organism. Algae can be used to produce oil for consumption and biofuel. Algae oil health benefits are due to the high levels of chlorophyll, minerals, iodine, and omega-3 fatty acids. It's also rich in DHA, which greatly benefits heart function. And as of the publishing of this presentation, Thrive appears to be the only company I could find in the market manufacturing a culinary algae oil. So there are algae oil supplements that are encapsulated that you can take, but this is the only way that you'd be able to get oil such that you could stir it and mix C60 into it that I can find. So if you do have a source out there that you can find, please feel free to link in the comments section below. I'd love to know more about what you guys are finding out there if you're interested in a similar oil. So some other algae oil health benefits. I found this great article, which the link will be in the description. You can check for yourself. It's an anti-inflammatory oil. It has a mood stabilizing effect. It strengthens hair follicles. It can treat acne, eczema, and dermatitis. It can reduce muscle stiffness, and it promotes weight loss. Now, in the article, what it's talking about is in terms of promoting weight loss, by providing these healthy DHA and other amino acids, that it helps to keep your body healthy, which then allows you to burn fat. So it's not a direct connection. It's similar in a way to C60 in that it sort of helps your body get into like a homeostasis and a healthful state where then you can burn fat. So I want to make sure that that's clear. That is indicated in the article as well. So why C60 and algae oil? Well, for me, as I was looking through it, I was kind of surprised to see it in the store. Boy, what's that all about? But it seems like a natural marriage. C60 and algae oil share many similar properties because the algae oil itself is kind of an antioxidant. So you're kind of merging the two in a very healthy way. And in addition, Ken Swartz from C60 Purple Power talked about kind of the origins of shungite. And in that shungite is derived from algae. It's the algae way back when kind of consumed the C60 that was the kind of the carbon elements that were around. And then when the algae died off and fossilized, it created this shungite. So in a way, we're kind of like bringing them together again to create our C60 oil. So it seemed like kind of a natural marriage. And this is what it looked like when I stirred it for a week prior to sonication. This is what it looked like, and I thought, wow, I'm getting pretty good results here. And I'm not going to go through all the exact steps. Again, using the red line pulverized C60, because you can see that in some of my other videos, as well as head over to K. Elmer and you can see very detailed instructions on how it's used. But I did go through the normal process, so I don't want to repeat all of that. But this is what it looked like before sonication and before filtering, so looking pretty good. So what I'm finding is that this is kind of a work in progress. I don't think that the algae oil had a great saturation point, and I'll admit that it definitely could be part of human error. I don't know if I did everything perfectly. So as we're learning, those of us who are out there's a lot of trial and error when it comes to making your own C60 oil. So I'll have to say that I have to admit that it's very possible that I didn't do the steps perfectly, and that may be why the saturation point wasn't higher. I will say that during sonication, I definitely tried to keep the temperature as cool as I could, which is a little bit tough because, when you sonicate, the temperature rises rapidly. So I kept having to change the water out with an ice water that I, kept on the side. And that worked as far as monitoring the temperature. But I don't know if there's a problem when you have to stop sonication, change the water, and then start sonication again. If you don't get a consistent, 30 minutes in the sonication, that if that somehow decreases the amount of lipofullerenes that you can create. I'm not sure. So that's just kind of a question out there. And I'll be happy to hear your comments if you choose to do so. What I discovered is that through the filtration process, I filtered it 3 times at different microns. So again, I won't go through the exact details of that, but you can see in the pictures above, and I only showed 2 of the filtrations. I did filter it 3 times, that there's a lot of C60 left. So, and then in the picture below, you can see, the color's good. But I'll tell you that I have another batch that I just made with a blend, which is a coconut, avocado, and safflower oil blend, and the color is much darker, and it really actually was a lot more purple, much darker, and I feel like the saturation was much higher, just looking at the color, comparing the color. So it may be that algae oil is not great for high saturation, but the other health benefits of algae oil combined with the C60, I can still say that this is probably a valuable combination. There's probably something to it. It may not be the go-to option for all of your C60 oil needs, but if in part of your regimen you're kind of including algae oil along with other C60 oils, you probably will get some other health benefits. So we're all kind of in this together, searching out, seeing what the best way to consume this is, and the best oil, and we're still, it's a lot of work in progress.